Need for Speed Most Wanted, the 2012 version, is a game which a lot of people hate and a lot of people love. People hate it because it's not anything like the original Most Wanted. People love it because it's a bit like Burnout and Need for Speed had a baby. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to play the game from the beginning because I already have an account and I've already played the game about 8 years ago, so I had to start midway through the game, relatively towards the end, with my GT2. And this is how you get parts for your car. You just have to do these races, you have to drive to the races yourself, or you can teleport to the race if you already have done the race before, no matter if you won it or lost it. And before each race you have to stop and pop a burnout, because why not? They're cool. And speaking of cool, the cutscenes in this game are very well made. This was very cool, wasn't it? I mean, I thought it was cool. And at the end of each race you get these rewards. For example, here you get the short gears and the aero body. And in the easy drive menu you can equip them for your car. And here you see the Most Wanted list. I'm currently 3rd on it, but this will surely change. And here I'm equipping the short gears, which improves acceleration and makes the top speed worse. And here you see the Most Wanted list, which is basically the blacklist from Most Wanted 2005. And here I'm challenging Most Wanted driver number 2. Races on this game can get very chaotic, especially with all the jumping going on. When you miss your jump, you can easily crash and die in your car. And another typical Need for Speed thing, rubber banding. The rubber banding on this game is horrible at times, as you can see again on the minimap. My opponent was very slow, or he got hung up in the police or something, and he gets some alien boost to catch up, but the alien boost didn't do any favors. After winning the race, you get the chance to take the Most Wanted driver out, and if you succeed you get their car, which in this case would be the Pagani Huayra, or however it's pronounced. I think it's like Huayra. And that was very easy. A simple tap and he's in the wall. He met his cousin Barry R. Chapter 2, Getting the M3 GTR. So the question everyone is asking themselves about this game: does this game have the M3 GTR? And the answer is yes and no, because it's a DLC car. Because EA always knows how to milk their customers out of their money. And there's another cool cutscene for the M3 GTR, the favorite Need for Speed car of everyone. And if you disagree, I don't like you. And in a very fitting manner, you have plenty of police cars chasing after the Need for Speed Undercover GT2 and the Need for Speed Most Wanted M3 GTR. And there you have it again, rubber banding. Look at the minimap and you see some ominous scenes. But a little too late. We won the race already. And this was a very, very difficult part for me. It was very frustrating because I was unable to take this car down. And this was my very first attempt at getting the M3 GTR through the takedown. And unfortunately I spun out, which is very frustrating. And regrettably, the second attempt wasn't any better. The M3 took a very weird turn. I tried to turn left, but some electrical power station was in my way. And my third attempt was also a fail, because I smashed into a wall. But on the way to the airport, I did it. I smashed the M3 GTR into the wall, into Barry R. And that's why I do now own the M3 GTR in-game. If I had this car in real life, I would be a lot happier than I am. So of course, after evading the police, the first thing I had to do was jump to the M3 GTR. And what is this livery? You hate to see it. And after swapping from this atrocious livery to the Most Wanted livery, we of course had to jump into a couple of races and get some car parts, because we don't want to play with no nitrous. And we need some tires. After getting the coveted nitrous and the coveted tires, we were ready to face the blacklist or most wanted or whatever it's called driver number 1.
Rich! Millionaire! Millionaire!
Millionaire indeed. The Koenigsegg Agera is a very expensive car. That's no match for the M3. And you have some ominous alien activity going on the minimap. Another result of blatant rubber banding. And it seems like the M3 GTR is good enough to beat the Agera R. And this actually marks the end of Need for Speed Most Wanted, because this was the last blacklist driver, and luckily I did not have the same troubles as with beating the M3. I immediately got the car, and what happens now is just insane. This game was made in 2012, and in 2012 dubstep was very popular, and this just reminded me of all the MLG memes from back in the day.
Congratulations. You've outchased and outraced everyone. You took on the best drivers in the city and blew them away. You are the most wanted.
Oh my god!
Oh, baby, a triple! Oh, yeah!
And after this glorious display of culture, I was stuck in the other world from Silent Hill. And emerging from the Shadow Realm is the M3 GTR, spawning on some grass.
Oh, baby, a triple!
After having beaten the game, I decided to hop into the online mode, which surprisingly still has people on it. And as you can see, you have a Burnout 3 license plate, which is always nice to see, because Burnout 3 is one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game of all time. And I just had to smash into this guy. He was the only other guy in the lobby, so I decided to leave. And the graphics on this game are surprisingly good, especially for a 2012 game, as long as you don't stand still and look at the textures. And because the game feels a bit like Burnout, you expect the cars to handle a lot lighter than they actually do. So that's why I always ended up in the wall, and because I'm of course terrible at driving.
What's this called then, this latest car?
The Range Rover.